Greetings, GameCola faithful, and welcome back to more Oh, no, this is not where I want to be.
Dragon Warrior 2!
Dragon Warrior 2!
Nope.
In the last
This is not where I wanna
episode,
be.
what did we do, special guest?
We've completely ruined our intro.
Yeah,
You're
oh,
James,
shoot.
I'm Nathaniel, the other one over there is Jetty, and the one in the corner is Mark.
I keep forgetting, I'm rusty.
I
It's
am
been a
special
while.
guest.
Yep.
So, I believe we sailed many seas, actually one sea many times, went into a cave, went out of the cave, almost died, and found out on another island, which is this one. Is this an island? I think maybe we just crossed the mountains. That we're supposed to be looking for the... Okay, enough stuff. We got the Eye of Malgor,
Malra.
whatever. Somebody correct me, please.
Perfect. Got one.
And now we've got the Rubus thing. Yes. 10 out of 10 recap.
Oh, here you go.
Only the golden key can open this door.
I say, having
Do you
already,
have a golden
we say,
key?
having already, whoa!
Whoa.
A magic
These don't
baboon.
look like golden keys.
All right. Yep. Once
You
again.
don't need any other tricks up your sleeve, baboon.
Yeah.
Just being a baboon is enough.
Yep.
And this one looks like a forest baboon, just with all that green.
I might stop
I was-
spell actually.
Gonna say, the Magidraki was green, but it didn't have any purple in it. Does this
I
imply
can't
that,
think-
yeah, that a
Can't
Magidraki...
stop thinking of the
Ooh, nice.
it's usually called the soda jungle in Mario, where poisonous water is purple.
Ah,
That's what that color scheme reminds me of.
interesting. Okay, we got this here. Okay, so this is
Oh,
not
we
where
have the
I wanna
golden
be.
key.
Yeah, well,
Or did not
that's how we got
have
out
the
there.
golden key.
Yeah, that's how we got
Wait.
out there in the first place. We had already opened the door by the time that we talked to the NPC.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we're currently fumbling around looking for a place where we can exit our little monolith, and we should actually be like exiting the monoliths just to see where we end up.
Yeah, but
because-
well, I've been to all of these here. Okay, this isn't
Okay.
right either.
Because we want to get to the overworld via this monolith.
Right. So we started
You really
here.
call
This is
it a
our
monolith?
starting point.
Okay. So let's be
It's-
systematic about it.
Called the monolith, despite not being
That's-
monolithic.
Yeah, well, no, can you really call it a monolith if it's big enough for you to be inside it and it has multiple floors? Like, unless
Yeah.
you're talking about monolith soft, maybe.
One of my favorite developers. All right, this is near the very start of the game. This is not where we want to be.
You're definitely sure.
Definitely sure.
That was a question.
Right.
This is not where
Okay,
we
back
want to
in
be.
we go.
When
So we were starting to
Nathaniel-
talk last time about watching playthroughs. How much watching do you do of other people playing video games?
Oh, I probably watch a lot more than actually play, especially nowadays when my time for playing has gone down, but my time for watching has not.
Right, this isn't where we want to be. And I watch a lot. Sometimes I watch someone playing a different game while I'm playing a current one, which is it's fun. It's
I have a friend
interesting.
who does that, yes.
Okay, so this isn't where I want to go. So we've tried left from the original point. So let's go back again. So, because middle, and then let's try left.
That
Left,
looks new.
yeah, left
maybe.
gets us here.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
this
that
is
was
at the
not
very
so-
start of the game. This is the place where they tell us we can't cross until we have a buddy.
Now we have two.
Yep. Oh wait, I can just go back. Okay, so none of those three spots take us immediately to where we need to go. So the middle one is the only one that gives us more options.
Oh. Hang on. I may have sent us on a wild goose chase.
Ah.
Hargon? I don't think that we are in the right place. I was looking at the map. Because
I think I was looking at this wrong. I was going off of just the overworld itself. I think we want to go back to town, and there is a monolith. There is an access to a monolith from the town.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I want to go into this, and then we go back out.
Yep, that's the case. I'm so sorry. Again, a case of not following a walkthrough step by step, but rather trying to piece things together based solely on maps. And the map I'm looking at had labeled Monolith to Baran, which I was thinking was the Baran monolith on the connecting side, but no, actually to Baran.
Ah, I see.
It's really like the old days. First we're sailing, and now we're looking at maps.
Yep. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like the old days. You'd either buy a strategy guide in the store, or you'd make your own maps and figure it the heck out. And then preferably, or preferably, go to your cool friends who already played the game and did all the work for you.
Go to experts. I was actually thinking more like 1800s, 1600s.
Yeah, I was gonna
old
say,
days.
yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember, during the golden age of sail, going to the store and buying a walkthrough, right?
Yeah. that was what Christopher Columbus was doing for all the people that came afterward. He was just making the strategy guide for sailing.
And you said the golden age of sail and going into the store. I'm like, discounts at 90% off?
Oh man. All right.
So something tragic, or maybe not tragic with as good as my guidance has been, my screen, your screen share, has suddenly decided to not load, so I'm looking at nothing. I can still hear you. So I am going to disappear for a moment. Please celebrate in revelry, and I'll rejoin you.
You can also just close the screen share and reload it.
You say that. And that is in fact what worked. Hi.
Hello, you're back. Oh, I was getting ready
Whoa!
to
Wow!
revel.
It's like you
Didn't have
never
any
left.
time to revel in your absence.
Yeah. Can you leave for a moment?
Let's make this the episode where we kick Nathaniel out instead of me.
And rightly so. I'm so sorry for sending you on that wild monolith chase.
Yep. You're as I like to say, you're off the podcast.
Yeah. But see, it's also on you because nobody said, wait, no, you shouldn't be navigating. Somebody else figured this out.
Yeah. Yeah,
We're
well,
supposed to
it's because I
take one expert off the
trusted
board.
you.
Oh.
No, it's totally fine. It is a minor inconvenience, and again, we want to talk about the authentic experience.
Yeah.
Playing
Having
video games with your
useless
friends.
friend giving you helpful
Yeah,
advice. Yes.
exactly. But you know what? We appreciate the friends anyway, because goodness knows how lost we would be if you weren't here, even if you did occasionally misdirect
I guess
us.
that's true. Even if I've only got like a 30% success rate, I think it's higher than that.
Yeah,
but
that's
even if I
higher
only
than
have
what
a
I would do by
30%
myself.
success rate.
Yeah.
Improve
Oh
from
my
a
goodness.
negative 27% success
Yeah.
rate.
0% of the time, I'm right all the time.
Turn around, I'm like, why am I back in the original Dragon Warrior? What
Yeah,
happened?
whoa.
How did I get back into the first room of the game?
Yep. It's like the start of Skyrim. You just wake up. Ah, you're finally awake, and we're just in Dragon Warrior 1.
I mean, technically that kind of happened here. We went
Yeah.
back to Alfgard.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, in a way. Alright.
The poison was drawn out of Illith's wound. I don't
That's a
think
very
that's how,
flowery way of putting it. I like it.
Mm-hmm. What
but I
dost thou
don't think that's
we
how an
should grow
antidote
on
works.
trees?
Yes, I also think there is something physically wrong with.
Yeah, that's true.
that description,
Antidotes
but-
usually, I think they usually like
Neutralize.
neutralize the toxin.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay. We don't
Magic
have to know.
forcibly removes it from your body. The poison particles just go.
Yeah, that's true. It's a spell. It is a spell as opposed to an
A spell
item.
in a
So
bottle.
maybe
Oh,
it just,
yeah.
it's a magical leech.
I mean, I just imagine poison as purple bubbles, because it's either purple or green bubbles that appear above a character's head in an RPG when they get poisoned most of the time. So I just kind of imagine that, coursing through your veins.
Yep. Or it's like the wild magic effect in Dungeons and Dragons, where you occasionally, every time you try and talk, pink bubbles come out of your mouth.
So Jenny, did you answer about how much watching you do of people playing video games?
No, I don't really watch a whole lot. Primarily, if I do, it's because I'm like looking for a specific scene that I don't feel like trying to reach on my own through an actual playthrough. I very rarely will actually like watch other people, unless it's like a friend of mine who's currently actively gaming on Twitch or something, or on Discord, as the case may be.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder
Granted.
what you could possibly be referring to. I was gonna say.
Granted, I would also say, in the balance of, do I watch more than I play? I play more games recently. I've definitely played a lot more games like in the past year than I have in like perhaps if you go maybe 3 years ago, any time before that. I would say the balance of me playing games versus watching games, despite the fact that I only watch very small amounts of gaming, probably leaned like 50-50 just because I wasn't playing games.
Well, especially when you constantly play games that you don't like. I can imagine it would probably discourage you.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
As a game dev, I find myself watching more than I ever would otherwise, because having worked on Make a Good Mega Man Level 3 and 48 Hour, and my own Mega Man fan game, Ojo's A Proto Man Adventure, anytime anybody's playing one of those, I'll tune in. And I might not stick with people for the long haul because, I'm not going to watch absolutely anything. Like, I still have my preferences about, the kind of streams I enjoy watching. But I'll at least try to tune in if I see anybody, who's playing a game that I worked on. Partially because it's nice to get feedback and see how people are responding to things. But also it's valuable playtesting, because I have found so many problems that I later went in and fixed, specifically with Magma 3, from watching other people play the games.
Yeah.
But other than that, not a whole lot. I'll tune in for... I've been watching more live streams recently because it's nice to have that social interaction. As long as I don't mind whatever the game is, it doesn't necessarily need to be something like, oh yeah, I'm super interested. It's just more like, this is a social experience. I enjoy tuning into a Twitch stream with somebody who I like, and whatever they happen to be playing, and I like being part of their community. Like, that's a good, just... chance to break away from everything in the middle of the day. But I don't really watch YouTube video playthroughs of anything. And I never really have. Because, again, I would rather be playing games or making games than watching... Because anything that I would usually watch without the social component to it is probably a game that I want to play for myself.
It's interesting, because...
No, I agree.
That reasoning makes a whole lot of sense, and it's just interesting to me because I have been watching people play through games for years and years and years, at least 10 years, probably longer than that. And sorry, I just realized I'm also kind of beat up. But I often watch people play games that I either can't play because I don't own the system, or I'm not in a position where I can purchase the game, or I'm not necessarily certain that I want to purchase the game, but I'm interested in experiencing it in some level. for example, for a long time, I did not own a Nintendo Switch, and I didn't really think that there was any particular game that I really wanted to go out and buy this new game system for. Well, it wasn't even really new. I want to say it was 2018, 2019 at that point. So the Switch had been out already for a couple of years, and then I watched a YouTuber that I had been following for many years at that point. He played Breath of the Wild. And I saw a couple episodes of Breath of the Wild, and I went, okay, this game looks amazing. I am actually going to go out and buy a Nintendo Switch. I have the money now, and this game looks like it could be so much fun that I'm willing to make that purchase. To do so. That was also how I learned about the Persona series of games. That was how I learned about the Xenoblade series. I wouldn't have known about these series. Like, I might have just heard from word of mouth a bit, but it was because I was following a creator who decided to play these games that I went, all right, well, that's what they're currently playing through on their channel. So, and that's what they're going to be playing through for the next, X number of episodes. So I'll just settle in and see what I think about it, even if it's not necessarily something I've really heard of or had a particular investment in. And so that was what ended up, encouraging me to play through a lot of games that I might not otherwise have done. So, like Xenoblade, Persona, I would not have ever played those series potentially if I had not watched someone play through part of them before deciding this looks like something I would really enjoy, to the point that I'm either going to purchase the system in question or that I'm going to buy the game and try out the series. Anyway, very long-winded again because I'm focusing on multiple things here, but yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like that functioned as a partial review for you.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to put it,
Do we want
actually.
to try using Repel? I feel like,
Yeah,
are these
Yeah,
things
it's
giving
taking
us...
a long time to get back to town.
This encounter rate is kind of absurd.
Yeah, because I also feel like...
Well, also
I mean,
because we're going back to town, I think we can just blast them with Firebane.
Just...
Yeah, and one thing the function that watching other people play games does for me is, regardless of whether the game ends up being something I play or not, or even if it's something that I own and have played, seeing how another mind, another brain works at it, that's different from my own experience, is always something that I find interesting.
Yeah. Ooh. And that, again, to go back to what I was saying earlier, because that's another great point, is that the Xenoblade Chronicles 2, my first venture into the Xenoblade games, I'd heard from a couple of friends that it was really good, but I tried it myself, and I was not super... Oh, I forgot to cast Repel. Dang it. I'm distracted by talking.
This is going to happen every single time.
Yep, this is just... all right, Firebane, Infernos. So oh no, the tree did the jig and I lost more MP. Jeez. So I was not
You're
super
almost to
engaged
town, though.
in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I played it for probably 3 or 4 hours and then put it down. And it wasn't until I watched, again, another YouTuber that I followed play it about a year later that I went, okay, now that I can see this game and hear some of its points explained through
Repel.
another person's through another person's words, and hear why they enjoy it so much, and I can start to see what they're talking about. That really was the push I needed to try it again and try and view it in a different way.
I thought we did a
Wow,
Repel.
I did
What?
Repel.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Okay.
Saving before running.
Yeah, well, just in case the run doesn't
Patience.
work, so I don't just take a
Right.
huge load
All
of
right,
damage.
so let's heal up.
All right,
How
to
are we
the
doing on
end.
money? I mean, I guess we'll see in a second.
Yeah, to your point, I was talking about how Super Mario Brothers 3 was my first video game. Yeah, period. Last time, it was actually the Super Mario Advance 4 version for the Game Boy. But my point is,
Oh.
I got so good at all of the first world levels, and then I couldn't beat anything past like the first castle in the second world, or the first mini fortress. And so for the longest time, I was just stuck there, and I don't have any siblings, so I don't have an older brother I could ask, you know, how do you do this? How do you be better than me? I just sort of accepted my
wait.
lot.
What?
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
okay.
Reload your previous save state.
Yeah, yeah, because
Save state.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, everyone's died. Yay!
I was wondering what that squiggly stuff was. I had
Well,
a
it didn't
thought,
hurt me in the
and-
earlier part,
right.
That you
yeah,
saw.
and it wasn't even.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
So
so
It
let's
wasn't showing a. It
re-heal.
wasn't showing a damage effect.
Yeah, I was surprised because I didn't see it either. But then when you went into the next thing, I guess now we know to use step guard.
That's.
What
happened? Did we
I'm
just
gonna
get
say
caught by a
that's
terrorist
bad
or
game
something?
design right there.
No
Now we
feedback.
did encounter this before. You know, if you look at the dude who's in the prison to the right, I believe we
Yeah.
did get in there and talk to him. And if we didn't, we should.
Yeah, I don't know if we've actually talked to him.
So I was saying,
Yes.
I had a friend who also had that game and was like, "What do you mean there are 6 worlds? What?" And so of course there are 8. I was not able to beat that game until I watched other people go through levels so that I knew what I was getting myself into. So YouTube really let me
Wait,
be able
what?
to beat the game.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, weird. What
Yeah,
happened?
yeah. It doesn't show you the first time, but then after you
That's
step on it again.
awful.
Hang on. I have an absolutely wild thought. We cast Step Guard forever ago, and the game remembered because we didn't set foot on anything that it would be useful on.
That
Oh
is
And
my
it finally
gosh.
decided to trigger.
That is hilarious. Well,
That's
we know that you can
awful.
cast step guard before you step on the stuff now.
Yeah, well, so we know that so now we know that we don't have to do it while we're already on the stuff.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, open
that's
door,
Step guard.
step your guard, yeah.
Then recast.
And then
it the moment
re-step
that you
your
get-
guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yikes.
Figuring things out in real time.
Yeah.
We are.
Imagine dying
brilliant.
from that. Like,
James, your turn.
All right. The ancient road to Rhone was once west of this monolith.
Oh, that's why you've been calling it a monolith.
because they call it monoliths. Yeah.
Yes, good.
All right.
good call.
Don't
Save
even get us
state.
started on the fire monolith.
Yep. All right. Oh, good. Step guard again.
Step guard.
Oh boy, hunters. I don't remember how they
They're-
fight, but I'm gonna. Well,
I don't think it's so bad. I mean, we got Magidrakis, right? Like,
yeah.
it can't be that bad.
This was the enemy that jumped onto our boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
Hunter?
Yes.
The magic.
Okay, not too bad.
Hunter looks
Yeah,
like
the-
somebody you should be able to recruit. It's vaguely humanoid.
Yeah, I don't think they do that till like what, Dragon Quest V?
They're being a little nice to us before they start being brutal.
Ah, okay.
Wait.
So
So,
Oh, we're supposed to use the eye, right?
who has the eye? There it is.
Oh.
I have Malrod. Now, is
Great.
this just
Oh, yeah, there
what?
we
in
go.
action?
What?
I'll be real,
That's
that is
pretty
the
cool.
coolest.
Yeah.
That is the coolest NES effect I've ever seen.
It's
Bar
very
none.
good.
Play. Was it?
Oh, what the
Sweet
heck?
Home? Oh, it doesn't work on that.
That card.
That's some BS.
Okay, I
if
guess
I'm
it only
honest.
protects against magical barriers.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Also,
Jenny,
the rest
are
of
you
our
on
party
map
is
duty?
standing off the
Sorry.
map.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Let me get my.
We're standing in the
What
void.
is this? Malroth.
Yeah.
Cave to Roan.
Cave to Roam. Why is this? Cave to Roam. Okay. You start presumably at 1. You're gonna go to a different part. There's a lot. in
We're
this.
gonna go to a different. We're start at
no.
1. We go to a different.
Now,
place.
as I recall, there's multiple treasure chests of interest in here, so we're probably going to do this a couple of times. Dive in, grab something, leave, heal, repeat.
Pass
Okay.
outside.
All right. Yeah. See, the problem is we can't return because then we'll go all the way back. Well, I guess it's not that far of a walk or that far of a sail.
Well, the first, yeah, I think just doing outside, as long as we have enough magic to step guard us back into town, will be okay. Because it's only like 2 encounters with middle level enemies.
Yeah,
out
it's going to be at
immediately
least
outside of this cave.
2 step guards, though, which is probably a total of, like, I want to say 8 MP. So in addition to 6 of outside, you're going to
But return and outside together. Return is going to cost 6, right? Or 8, something like that.
Return
it's
is 6,
comparable.
outside is 6. So the total will be 12 or 14 MP instead of 12 for 2 step, and we potentially encounter enemies if we.
Sure. But at any rate,
So,
So
just so I
I'm
can get
gonna
walking
say-
here, where to?
Yeah, go. Sorry. Go to the right. Like, I'm gonna guide you to a specific door. Go around the little nub, and then continue going right. Yeah, and then go in that staircase that's over there on the right.
where are we heading first, Jetty?
I don't.
'Cause we-
know.
Well, hang on. So we have a crest here. We have the path out of here. We have a piece of equipment and another piece of equipment.
Because I'm like looking at this map and there's a lot to look at. I am guiding you towards H. Oh,
Really?
Oh, that's the missing H from the rubbish.
well, sorry. Currently, you're going towards G, but G takes you to H.
Oh, right. You're looking at a different map than I am.
And it takes you to I.
Why don't we start with the crest, because that's fewer steps to get there.
Do you know how to get there? Maybe you can guide them, because I'm.
All right, I'll do some navigating.
Okay. With a little extra
Jetty,
time, I can.
I didn't hear you earlier when you said you should play blah, 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 when I was talking about the the special effects on the Eye of Malroth opening this cave.
Oh, sorry. Sweet Home.
Sweet home. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It is. Well, I
So,
don't know if you would actually
Take
want to
that
play
staircase right next to you,
Sweet- Thank you.
Yeah.
and then go to the bottom right of this room. That one, that thing.
Mm-hmm. Horks.
Oh, there is a thing, and it's right there. I missed that one. Ha, that's funny. Sorry, I'm like getting lost with like how huge this thing is. I didn't see that there's like one right there. Quite comical, really. Yeah, Sweet Home is like an early horror game. Now I don't know if you would actually want to play it, but I do remember that it had some neat special effects.
Oh, very cool.
Oh,
What is going on with Illy's level right here? P.O.?
oh,
Poison.
yeah, she's from Pennsylvania.
Poison?
She's from
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
level
other
poison.
It means that she's powered up.
The other one was Delaware.
Yep, and death. Yeah, when your party members die, it says DE.
Yeah. He went to Delaware.
Oh goodness, this encounter rate.
You didn't actually heal.
I was thinking about it, but then I was like, I don't. Well, wait, I do need to antidote, but also, if I'm just gonna get poisoned again by more horks, then
Fair.
because it only does like 1 or 2 damage per step, I want to say.
More than enough to return, step guard outside, spend 30 MP.
Yeah.
Wee. Okay.
Alright, are we gonna
That's
do
how-
something important now? Like, heal poison, heal anything.
Yep.
Eh.
Ugh.
What?
Ah,
Oh, for crying out loud.
Good grief.
What is
wow.
this encounter rate?
Oh, okay. Oh, notice we have 3 horks and 1 hork.
Yeah.
So you're asking about how do the
I
groupings work?
think yeah, okay. I was thinking maybe Firebane would be appropriate.
But also, the spells don't seem to be very effective against them.
Hmm.
At least using the Staff of Thunder Seed did not work. Hit one. So that actually was more effective than usual. These guys have a lot of HP as well, which just draws the battles out.
They're taking a lot of hits.
Oh, do we want to? Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
about using the shield.
Oh yeah, Orfeo could use the shield.
Yikes.
That's
Oh,
basically a
yeah.
full heal for Orfeo, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Orpheo's in Pennsylvania now.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Pennsylvania.
Well, yeah, PA, because it's Pennsylvania, right?
Pennsylvania.
Yes. I live there.
There's-
I would know.
It is funny. There's a place that I drive by occasionally that's called Ma and Pa's
Hey!
Pizza. Oh yeah, we got
Yeah.
the
So now
Sorry.
we could go to that other place in the middle of the
Massachusetts
ocean.
Pennsylvania.
Maryland, which sadly, yeah,
Maryland is
it's part-
MP.
Hang on a second.
yeah.
Let me interject. I think it's worth, while we have enough hit points, I think it's worth trying to delve a little deeper and see if we can grab another treasure chest. And if we're
Okay.
forced to retreat, so be it. But let's not immediately go back.
Okay.
Cure your Pennsylvania
Antidote.
Yep.
naivety,
Yep.
and let's go back up the staircase you came down,
Okay.
and then the next staircase right next to you. Straight up.
Here.
Oh, which one?
The one right next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one up next.
No,
to
the
me.
other one next to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so from here, time out a second. Let me count. 1, 2, 3. Go east 3 intersections, and on that third intersection,
west.
go up.
I am good at directions.
I was just going to say, wow, you really know your
Okay.
I think,
was
you know what?
processing.
I think it might also loop back around. So it's 3 in
Scenic
either
route.
direction.
Okay.
What is this?
Firebane.
Pac-Man?
Infernos.
Yeah, this might.
I'm going full
wondering if we
offensive
want to
here.
use some other spell, like one of the buff or
Okay,
debuff
Orfeo
spells.
might be about to bite it. Oh, I defeated the Mega Knight at least.
Firebane the Mega Knight.
All right, heal
Did any of that
all
sleep
Orfeo.
spell work?
So, remember we were saying we could explore more instead of going back?
Yeah, this may be a place to eject after this battle.
And we'll all need to do an hour and 30 minutes of grinding.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think, like, what do the crests even do, or do we just use them at the very end of the game?
They are necessary for plot progression.
But, like, we don't
But of
need them
course.
out back in the world, we need them through
In
the
the
dungeon.
storybook.
Yeah, I think we're gonna want to eject.
Okay. Ejection.
Just to be safe. Also because we're starting to rack up some gold.
Yep.
Not quite enough.
Because I'm looking at the path of where we're heading now. Yeah, I think return is fine because we're gonna need to go way the heck on the other side of the world for this.
Yep. And the inn's cheaper here anyway.
Yeah. So from here, we are going to... Well, I'll wait till we're out on the coast, but it's very close where we're headed.
Out of curiosity, let me check status to see what the... Okay, it's a heart. That's the last crest.
Go planet.
All right, almost 7,000 gold. So actually, we're already close to a third of the way
Yeah.
to another one of those shields if we intend to get that.
Yeah.
There.
Which we absolutely do.
Yeah, because that will be handy if game can heal themselves.
Yeah.
Well, plus the extra defense means healing less often.
Yeah.
Pow.
Did this one follow us from the cave?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
He was hanging onto our leg when we warped away.
Turn.
The entire night while we were sleeping at the inn.
Yep. Well, they just thought he was another party member.
Hmm.
No one
Straight up.
suspected
so we
a
can
thing.
recruit other party members.
Straight down?
Straight up.
Straight up.
Okay, straight east.
Okay. Left.
Okay, I actually can have a much easier time buying a gargoyle attacking us across the sea than a sea slug. This one has wings. It can chase us. How do sea slugs just jump out of the water?
Maybe
Yeah.
they
I
maybe
suspect
that's
they're like gliding along the top of the water.
well. See, here's what I was thinking
Oh.
is that maybe the reason that encounters take so long in between them is because that's how long it takes the sea slugs to climb up the side of the boat.
So we'll want to enter this monolith that's...
Yes, and then we
right
want
next
to
to us.
descend.
Yep.
Oh, I just had everyone attack. Oops. Oh, geez,
but
you
no
can
help
call
came.
for help. We don't like that.
So Mark,
Yes.
I know you're an artist. You do art.
Am I?
I would qualify you as such. I mean, you did cutscene art for My Fan Game and some of the Magmal games and website art for the Magmal website, and plenty of other art of your own. So yes, absolutely. But
Oh.
I'll finish my thought in a
Like
second.
the airport.
Oh, that was cool.
So James, we just did you, Jetty. Unless Mark, you want to
Well,
jump in?
Well, I mean, presumably,
This might be
yeah,
GameCola
presumably
speaking.
this is, yeah. But I guess I will do the voice.
Okay, yeah, that works. I hear a mortal voice calling me.
Ah, 3 descendants of Erdrick.
Of course, that's the mortal. That's the kind of mortal voice.
Very
we wanna
mortal.
get.
It's highly
Yep.
mortal.
Yes, I shall help thee. I am Rubris, an enchanter, and long ago I promised Erdrick to help when the time came. Now is the time. Receive now my charm and my spell of protection.
Totally worth. Thank you, disembodied voice.
You're welcome.
See. We have the charm of Rubis.
Oh, wow! Didn't somebody say something about this? Something to the guy?
Yeah, that was another
What was his
wonderful
name?
sentence. Didn't somebody say something about something at the thing? That's still one of my all-time favorite sentences that has ever been uttered.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
I think the thing is that I think I watched one of our episodes earlier, and somebody said something about the charm of Rubis.
Yeah, I think it was last episode. They were saying that the castle of Malroth looks normal and peaceful, and it's only with the gift of Rubus that we would not be deceived.
I literally said those words, and you have a better memory than me.
Let's see. So with one hand, Orfeo held aloft the charm of Rubus, and yet nothing happened. That was a special piece of dialogue for that.
So, Mark,
Yes.
as an artist, do you do a lot of, like, monster drawings, or have you done any? Or do you have any that are fun to draw? Because I look at the enemy designs in this, and I think, you know, if you're making an RPG, you have to have a lot of fun drawing monsters.
You have to have a lot of fun drawing monsters, absolutely. And because I don't have a particularly fun time drawing monsters, I guess that means I'm not making an RPG anytime soon. But I do have... anytime I see something that catches my fancy, I do like to study it or spin up my own take on it just for fun and to see if I can throw it in my... It's the equivalent of what most DMs would say is a D&D campaign, but I don't do those, so it's just a story. You can't see my giant air quotes right now, but so there are a few huge monster designs that I have that are in the works for that one. Think, Shadow of the Colossus.
Ooh.
Which I still haven't played. I know everything about it, but I still haven't played it yet.
I've played it, but
That's
not
one of the
gotten
ones I've
very
watched
far.
many playthroughs of.
I played that game years. Like, I played that game when I was young, and I think my dad played more of it than I did. It was an
And you are no longer young,
game.
just with me.
I was a very, very, very late adopter. Well, not very, very. Only two varies, I think, late adopter to anything PlayStation. Because I was a Nintendo loyalist for the longest time.
That's the phase I'm in right.
What's that?
That's the phase I'm in right now.
Yeah. But it's always been the case that really about the only reason I ever buy a new console is if it's got a Mega Man game or a Metroid game on it.
Excellent reasons.
Eventually that led me to PlayStation, but it took a long time. I think I was out of college, I want to say, by the time I finally got around to that. I had played PlayStation games before, but never actually owned one until much later. And
Yeah,
I still
my
have
favorite Metroid games are on the PlayStation.
yeah. And I still have a backlog of games, but it's never one that I think to go to. Like, I have my backloggery. I have my list of all of my games that I own that I could play at any time, and it just doesn't exist. It's like, oh yeah, I'll try one of these really obscure NES games that I'm probably not going to like, that I've had forever, before I play one of the most beloved RPG classics ever, or, one of the most influential titles. Like, name anything that's on the PlayStation that I own, and it's like, why haven't you played this yet? Well, because I needed to try, this Air Fortress.
Air Fortress of all games.
like the one in Crystallis. Or Crystallis, depending on your regional accent.
Harry!
They should have called
Yeah,
I was
because they
wondering why
cast
you're
Fireball, and the 1 HP
You're right
of
next
damage
to a
they do-
town! Get
There's-
that one hit in if you can.
No, because it's not useful enough. GameCola is the only one who deals enough damage. He has to one-shot the slimes, or else they run, like... There is no usefulness in the other party members attacking, and because they cast Fireball and these other really powerful things, I end up just getting beat up for no gain.
Interesting.
Because my other party members do only 1 damage, and magic is completely ineffective, so I can't even get the advantage of multi-targeting. So GameCola, with his sheer strength, is the only one who can do any meaningful damage. Because I don't know how much HP they have, but I would have to do 3 or 4 successful hits with my 2 other party members, at least, to take down one of those slimes. And at that point, like, they're going to have run away, and I have no way of making them attack any specific one repeatedly.
Yeah.
So there is the odds of either of them successfully, even over multiple turns, defeating even one slime is slim to none.
That's
So
a question
anyway,
I have. Are battles any easier or more efficient or less aggravating to get through in later Dragon Quest games?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
sure that they
Yeah.
are. I'm looking forward to, like, this one. I am hoping for it to be done relatively soon, because I feel like it has reached the point where, barring anything really interesting happening, we're just in for a lot of slow repeated treks through the same final dungeon, and then having difficulty against going against the last boss.
And unfortunately, that is because we have been following maps and some degree of walkthrough to speed us along to our destinations.
Yes.
And we talked about this in a previous episode. Not spending as much time getting completely lost and fighting monsters in the process, leveling up, getting more gold to get equipment sooner, to et cetera, et cetera. So with this, we've sort of end-loaded the game with grinding.
Yeah, and
Sorry,
that's
what did the king say about Heba bongos?
your strength is that of many great Heba bongos, which is like the middle tier baboon variant.
Yeah.
Or it might be
Sorry,
the high
not to
tier.
interrupt.
I'm not certain. They might be more powerful than magic baboons. I'm not certain.
Boobot bongos? Ebot bongos? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, high
Hibbabongos.
babongos, right? Like, because there's babongos, and then there's high babongos, and then there's bi babongos.
Low
Bongo
That's what I want to say anytime I see them. Bye, babongos.
Yeah. So, Nathaniel, what did you think about Air Fortress?
I enjoyed it. I have not played it to completion. I played around with it. Matt from a previous episode, you may recall, introduced me to it, and then I went out and picked a copy up for myself at one point. Never actually got back to playing it because that was before a whole bunch of stuff started happening in my life, and I haven't really played much in the way of console video games since then, actually.
I guess that's funny because it's one of those games that, like, I remember.
Are we
playing a
actually
lot.
full health? I feel like Orf has more health than that.
Or yeah, he does, but also I'm not really sure it's worthwhile to heal him at this point. All right, so where to next? Just back to
Go back right to where you were. So south around the bottom of this, and then south more just until the island disappears, and then east.
Southmore and east a bunch again.
Yep.
Or
And another
Estebanch.
south more if you feel like it.
Yeah, Estebanch is how they had to abbreviate it.
Air Fortress is one of those games that I, like, remember. I have, like, memories of, but, like, going back to. Oh yeah, I remember, like, the first level of that, right?
It's not going to work on land here, unfortunately.
For me, the game
we went
where
the long way.
have fond memories of the first two levels is
Almost
Air
got it.
Fortress. I
What
know
kind
that
of a
my
game
brother
is it?
beat it. Oh well, it's two games in one. Nathaniel,
Whoa.
do you want to describe it?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's been long enough that I'm a little fuzzy on it, but it is a platformer, and I forget what the other mode is.
Scrolling shooter. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's
you
right,
start
that's
off
right.
like so each level, right? You go to the different air fortresses, and which are in space. They're not in the air.
Misnomer.
You-
Airless
You-
Fortress.
Yeah, you fly
False
into them.
advertising.
You fly into them. Was it you are? Oh, what does
Oh, I
it
can
say? You are
save here.
Hal Bailman, and you are flying on your light Brasner.
Light Brasner.
That's my
Interesting.
favorite
tried-
Brasner.
I tried
I
looking
prefer
up.
Matt
if-
Brasner.
I tried looking up if there was like a translation of this somewhere. Like, can I read the original Japanese and see what they were trying to say? the original Japanese version of the game has the text in English. So it says Light Brasner in the original Japanese.
Real quick, this is an interesting bit of text here.
In the ocean far to the east lies an island, and on it are trees from every corner of the world.
I
Are
wonder
you
if
the
that's
voice that we heard earlier?
Probably.
So not
Who
only are we
cares?
dealing with
Wait.
flat,
Go back in.
not only are we dealing with flat Earth believers, we're dealing with square
right.
Earth believers.
Right. I gotta use the thing here. Right. I forgot.
Also, how are we doing on episode time?
yeah, I guess we're
We
closing
are
in, aren't we?
actually in a perfect spot to end the episode, but let's.
Sorry,
Let's
so
not.
very quickly, Air Fortress, you fly in, so it's a scrolling shooter, a side-scrolling shooter. Then once you get to the end of the scrolling shooter level, you are then in a platformer where you're jumping around shooting stuff.
Interesting.
I remember thinking it was a pretty bad game, but maybe it's not as bad. Maybe I was just bad at it, and so since I never got anywhere when I was like, 4, I disliked
Air
it at the time.
Forward.
Yeah, Air Fortress.
I don't know that I'd call it 2 games in one, but definitely 2 genres in one.
The NES
Two.
had kind of a lot of that though, but sorry, were we ending the level or blah blah blah? Ending.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
ending the level.
were ending the level. We're
Yeah.
gonna switch over to a Metroidvania.
Air
now.
Fortress.
Dragon Warrior 2.
Yeah.
Dragon Warrior 2 Part 2.
I would absolutely play a Dragon Warrior Metroidvania.
So would I. I want to but I'm now wondering what would that be like. I guess
We'll find out in the next episode.
No, we won't.
No, I wish. All right. See you all next time, everyone.